This is I do, you do, multiplication and division of fractions, the answers. To review the algorithm for multiplying fractions, if they're worth 1 or more, you need to go to improper fraction. Then you can look to cross simplify. Means you can look diagonally at this one and this one and this one and this one. See if you can cross simplify them. Then basically you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms and simplify your problem and you've got your answer. So let's look at that first one. Nothing is worth more than 1, so we don't have to worry about going to improper fraction, so I can go right to cross simplifying. Let me see about cross simplifying. I see that 3 and 9 have a common factor, so let me divide that out. Divide by 3, it becomes 1. Divide by 3, it becomes 3. Now we simply multiply the numerators. 2 times 3 is 6. And the denominators, 1 times 11 is 11. And our answer is 6/11. Second problem is a division problem. This is what you call a complex fraction because it's a fraction inside of a fraction, but we can just think about this as a division. So we really have the problem, and if you wrote it horizontally, it would be 4/7 divided by 5/14. Again, same rules pretty much as multiplication with one little exception. You're going to go to improper fraction if you need to. That means if anything's worth 1 or more. You're going to then, this is the special one, flip the second one to its reciprocal and change it to multiply. Boy, that's terrible to write on. Okay. Change to multiply. And then you're back into the rules we were in before, which is you can try to cross simplify and then you multiply the tops and the bottoms and then you simplify. So I'm going to show this one also while I'm at it, why we do it the way we do it. So I'm going to show it vertically. Remember, our goal here is to basically get down to a unit rate, because whenever we have a unit rate, the bottom will disappear. So to get that to bottom to be 1, which is what I'm looking for, I have to multiply it by its reciprocal. When I multiply 5/14 times 14/5, I'm going to get 70/70, which is 1. And eventually it's going to disappear then, because anything divided by 1 stays the same. But since I took it times 14/5 on the bottom, I have to do it up to the top. And that's why you see that divide by 5/14 is the same as multiply by 14/5. Now you can look to cross simplify. I see that 7 goes in here 1 time and 7 goes in here 2 times. So now I multiply the tops and get 8. And I multiply the bottoms and get 5. All I have to do is simplify that. Let me show you how to do that. To review, when you're simplifying that, that's two things on top of each other, which just means divide. 8 divided by 5 goes in there 1 time with 3 remainders. So that's 1 full time and 3 remainders out of 5. Your answer is 1 3/5. Third one is a negative fraction problem. So I already get my answer. Like to get my answer right at the very beginning as far as negative goes. I have 1 negative, which makes that answer negative. Now I'm doing my work with the absolute value of these numbers, and I go to improper fraction, which means I'm taking the denominator times the whole number. That'd be 8 plus the numerator, which is 9/4. I want to divide that by 10. How do I write 10 as an improper fraction? Well, any whole number, you can write it as an improper fraction just by writing it over 1. So that'd be divided by 10. Of course, I'm not going to divide by 10. I change it to multiply, and I change the second one to its reciprocal, and it has to be the second one. Now I'm looking to cross simplify. I don't see anything that cross simplifies this time, and so I have my answer of 9/40. Just need to remember that that is a negative. That's why it's easy to forget those. So I put that in my answer box that I've already made down here. Answer is negative 9/40. Next problem is a multiplication problem. It has negatives in it, so I'm going to go ahead and get my negative answer right away. My negative answer is a negative times a negative. That's an even number of negatives, so my answer is going to be positive. I'm going to write them as improper fractions. Remember, you can write a whole number as an improper fraction by putting it over 1. On mixed numbers, you need to multiply the denominator times the whole number and then add the numerator. So that'd be 18 plus 5 is 23/6. So it's multiplied by 23/6. Then I'm ready to cross simplify since it's multiplication. 2 goes in here 3 times, and 2 goes in here 4 times. And so now I have my multiplication problem of 4 times 23, which is 92, over 3. Again, how do we simplify that? We take 92 divided by 3. and I have 30 and 2 remainders, so 30 and 2 thirds. 30 and 2 thirds. Have a division problem. I have negatives involved, so I'm going to get my negative answer right away. I have one negative, that's odd, so my answer is negative. I then go to improper fraction. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10 ninths. I'm going to go ahead and write it vertically again this time. The bottom is 8 times 5, which is 40, plus 5, which is 45 eighths. And then our goal again is to get the bottom to be 1, so it will disappear. To do that, I take it times its reciprocal. That becomes 1, and when it becomes 1, the bottom can disappear because anything divided by 1 is itself. Remember, we're doing this to get a unit rate. But if I did that to the bottom, I better take the top times 8/45 to keep everything equal. Now I'm saying, well, 5 goes in here 9 times, and 5 goes in here 2 times. I'm ready to now multiply across the numerators. 2 times 8 is 16, and 9 times 9 is 81, and our answer is 16/81.